Oh,
That's
please make sure he's gonna let him sink.
nah. I'm not gonna do that. I would never. All right. Well, OBS is going, and it's 6 o'clock. So I guess, Tolly, would you like me to go ahead and start it and then pass the ball off to you?
Yeah, that was agreed upon, right?
Yeah, that's fine. All right. So in this game, actually, let me go ahead and start the thingy. It's not working. Interesting. Of course not. Interesting. Hmm. Wonder why. Oh, there we go. All right. Let me figure out who's making noise in the background. I think it might be Guy.
Wait a minute.
Can you? Are you able to put it on push to talk if you're using your phone, or I don't know. Um, Also, if
Oh,
for not using your phone, if you guys,
sorry about that.
yeah, no problem. But for people who use um, the computers instead of their phone, consider getting a headset for that very reason. But anyway, so this is going to be an interesting game. The uh, the The USS Republic, a Prometheus class iteration of that named vessel, is going to be posted permanently at this location, at this starbase for you guys. It's going to serve as both protection and, as like a vessel to kind of go to and fro, take you guys to where you need to go. If you need to go somewhere, explore the surrounding area. Just typical Starfleet starship stuff. But one of the main things it's bringing is new sensor satellites for the planet. So, and this is, I will say that you guys, as cadets, would have been briefed on that. So we're gonna start off. I think we're gonna start off in the inside the base. And I'm gonna ask each individual person where they're at. I will go ahead and tell you that my character is gonna be in the mess hall. We'll say this is after hours. And yeah. So I'll start with Mac. Where is Johnson, Cadet Johnson? Where's he located?
He's probably in the mess hall, trying different foods.
Of course he is. Okay. And Edgeford, where is Charon?
He, assuming we don't have a separate sort of lounge area to the mess hall,
Hmm.
he would be in the mess hall as well, but sort of stashed away in a corner,
Hmm.
uh, working on one of his little side projects. If you see somebody that he's interested in talking to, he might beckon them over and have a chat with them, but otherwise he'll be just head down and working.
Okay. And Guy, where is your definitely not Romulan spy character? Sorry. I forgot for a second what your character's name was. Oh yeah, Karava. Even though all of your characters are Karava.
I said probably in the mess hall as well. Just talking to whoever's there.
Okay. So is anybody not in the mess hall? Looks like most everyone's in the mess hall. Nostra, are you not in the mess hall? Anybody not in the mess hall?
I'd honestly most likely be in the mess hall because ultimately,
Okay.
most likely actually just keeping alert, even if it is after hours.
Okay. So, for the sake of everything, I'm going to say that everyone except for Edgeford's character is at the same table, just eating and chilling and talking, or, in Johnson's case, he's mowing down something he's never eaten before and just chowing down on that. Um, and so, yeah. Cadet Hines looks over to Johnson, looks like he's about to say something, but then just shakes his head, and then looks over and to um, Carava and Corvinus, and he says, So, are you guys excited for the ship that's going to be stationed here permanently? Apparently.
Depending on what class that is going to be arriving onto this base and that'll be permanently stationed here, I
It's
have no opinion on it.
well, it's going to be a Prometheus class. That's what I hear anyway. Looks over to Karaba. You guys are being security cadets. I assume you guys think the Prometheus class is probably pretty cool, pretty nice, right?
Does Carver the ship?
What was that?
Like, me, Carver Northern ship. Yeah, I think it'd be pretty interesting.
It is a curious model.
Yes, indeed. And just so you know, Guy, you're still cutting in and out. I heard probably
Yeah, you're glitching in and out like
most of what you were said, but yeah, you might want to figure out what that is. But okay, so Cadet Heinz just nods and says, "It's interesting that they're bringing sensor satellites, apparently 3 of them, set up around the planet to not just study the atmosphere and the surrounding space, but the active tectonic plates and active volcanic issues that were going down on the planet below." Um, you remember, like almost a month ago now, when we had to climb that mountain? He looks around to Johnson and the other 2.
Oh yeah, that mountain.
Yeah, you know what's funny about that? What we had to do when we got to the top of that mountain. It's been a month now, and we're already that ship is gonna make what we did pointless. Man,
Yeah.
that's crazy. And then that's kind of where we're gonna do the wibbly wobbly to kind of do the flashback trait, and I'll pass over the torch to Tali as GM, and we are going to be back on the mountain path as of 3 or 4 weeks ago.
So it is at nighttime. Everybody is asleep except for 2 people. I believe it was.
Probably Hines and Johnson. I think they were talking in the text roleplay.
Yeah, Crava was up as well. She was
Okay.
one of the security cadets.
Okay, she's
Did I
probably
sound
guard.
better?
You say she was
I'm
guarding?
sorry. I couldn't hear any of that.
Yeah. I heard Karava, but then after that I was trying to figure out what he said.
So it is nighttime. Everybody's pretty much asleep except for the 2 individuals that are staying guard. It's been about an hour since everybody has slept. So right now, all of a sudden, you guys hear a screaming in the woods. It sounds like something's getting mauled.
Oh, Hines is
Gee,
bolting up and. Were we issued phasers? I don't remember. I think they were. What were they?
Yeah,
Type 1?
stun phasers.
Okay, yeah.
Stun phaser.
He's got his phaser out, just like crouched in his little sleeping bag. Like, what the hell was that?
I don't know.
He looks over to Karaba and the other security cadets to see how they react.
Does it sound like a person or an animal or something?
Oh, that's so
Being
much
attacked.
better. Does that sound so much better?
It sounds great.
Okay, yeah. What does it sound like? Animal or human or humanoid?
It sounds like animals pouncing on prey. Another animal.
Well,
And
We tell roughly how far off that sound might be.
Fairly close. About maybe 30 meters away.
oh hell no!
Okay.
And it's still the nighttime.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
nighttime.
can I bring out a tricorder and scan where it's coming from?
Yes, but before you can grab your tricorder, Lieutenant Villar gets up and says in a loud voice, "Cadets, we have company. Phasers at the ready."
For sure.
Soth will definitely scramble out of his tent and have his phaser ready.
Yeah, Cravo would have it already in hand.
I feel like
You can continue with your scan.
Ooh, he wants to know where it's coming from. So that'll be insight science or security.
Insight security, and it's going to be 2.
Oh.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
guys got to let me know the rolls because I can't see it on the thing.
Oh, I got 1.
One success and any fail.
No, I'm taking the first one because I had
Yeah,
to
it's just-
press it twice
yeah,
to get
it's-
it up. And
Yeah, it's one success and then a regular fail, not a critical fail.
Okay.
Due to that failing, because it was difficulty 2, my backup plan talent will activate and give us a momentum.
Okay, so you guys start off with 1 momentum. Let's see in my papers. Your scan was successful. You see 3 wolves approaching 2 animals that you've seen before. These animals are the goats, the ones that fell off the cliff from before.
what? What are the goats doing over? Oh, they're the screaming.
The 2 goats come from out of the cactus. Wait, hold on. The 2 goats come from out of the cactus patch. One of the goats collapses and gets pulled through the patch of cactuses by a pair of glowing eyes. The other goat limps towards the group with a help me look.
Can I grab
I
it
suggest.
and
Well,
Very
is
close to-
Johnson just going to act?
yes.
I'm gonna grab the goat and bring it behind us.
Don't steal their
Right.
food!
Give me a daring and security check, please.
That was in character, by the way, not out of character.
He's got a 1.
I rolled very poorly. I got a 16 and an 18. So basically, you get the animal to safety.
Oh, we're
Because
going to have to
it
defend
was a-
ourselves now.
Yes.
Because we're going to defend ourselves anyway, and it was asking for help. As Starfleet officers as Starfleet personnel, we had to obligated to help.
It's not sentient. Let them have their food. They might
Technically,
have
they'd
left
be
us alone
violating the
before,
Prime
but they won't
Directive.
Yeah,
No, that doesn't apply here, and you know it.
It applies on sentient life forms, and if we simply allow nature to run its course, then who knows if they were going to go after us.
All of a sudden, you all begin to see 6 glowing eyes in the distance. They're coming towards you. They're about 15 meters away.
That's
Oh,
6 pairs of eyes or 6 eyes?
6 eyes.
Careful. Stuff. Let's get over to our own usual stages.
Man, I would fire a warning shot at the creatures, like try and scare them away.
I quickly gesture over to South to actually get us into a good position when they start approaching. We could actually have the jump on these little shits.
Yeah. Although, largely in this scenario, it'll just be lots of open ground. Because
Mind you,
Cover
it is
won't do us a
dark
huge
and
amount of
it's
good.
very hard to see.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, just shoot a warning shot at them. Like,
Okay.
try and like scare them away, kind of thing.
Was that Edgeford that said that first?
No, it was Karava. Soth's got a different plan.
All right. Karava, give me a insight and security check, please.
What's this roll for?
To see if you actually hit it or scare it away.
Wouldn't that be control security?
Yeah, that
It
would
would
be
normally.
security.
Okay, control and security then.
That's 2 successes.
So, you manage to slightly graze one of them as it runs away, but it's rearing back to where the other ones are.
It's at this point, since it's been said to be very dark, which means we haven't struck a fire, that Soth will get out of one of the tents or one of the equipment bags, one of the lanterns that, if we're camping overnight, we will have lanterns somewhere.
And you also have flashlights as well.
Okay. He'll crack out one of the lanterns and sort of put it in a central location so we've got a stable, independent light source. Because they don't have ranged weapons, so it doesn't matter if we're illuminated, and it'll illuminate some of the distance towards us, making it easier to A, shoot them, and also B, hopefully scare them off
Be
from
able
the
to
light.
aim at them properly.
Did we bring flares?
No.
Yeah. How do the creatures react once light is in the area?
You hear them scuffling, but you also hear them scuffling all in a singular pattern, like almost one by one. But they're coming closer. Right now they're at 10 meters.
Light hasn't scared them off, and violence has already begun. Stun shot at the closest.
All right. Control security or insight and security.
Security, applicable foci. I will give you a point of threat to roll a third dice. Oh, wow. So that's 5 successes.
The first wolf that you see comes barreling towards you. As you fire with your phaser, it crumples to the ground with a big laceration from its head to its abdomen. The other two wolves.
It's set to stun.
Yeah, did he visibly have that wound before the shot?
That'll come.
Okay.
Your phaser knocked him out. However, you're seeing a wound from the tip of his head all the way down to its chest.
Okay.
Falling off with Soth's successful attempt to stun and knock out the first one, I would actually shoot at the second one immediately. Engage in a round of stun shots at each of the wolves, if possible.
This is going to be a 3 complication range. I'm spending a threat. And let me see here. I'm going to get either a control or insight and security. Roll for me.
I'll spend 1 momentum for a third dice and give you 1 threat for a fourth.
Ooh. All right. Let me hear the roll.
You did it. That's 2 successes on the nose.
So as you stun this wolf, it begins to collapse, but the other wolf pulls it away and starts howling in the distance.
I like
At
to
this
immediately
time-
complete.
Okay.
At this time, you begin to hear barks way off in the distance, but the barks are becoming closer and closer every minute that passes.
Since the wolf, well, we won't wait the distance of a minute. Since the wolf appears to have dragged off a wounded comrade and is now howling in some form of communication, Soth he's not going to leave the area of the light, and I'm assuming that this wolf has retreated into shadow to the point where he'd be difficult to hit. But he's going to charge towards the noise, making as much noise and sort of intimidating presence as is possible, in a hope that the wavering wolf will then run away, since it's clearly already on the edge. If that's successful, he's got another stage to the plan. But so yeah, he's not leaving the light. The team will be able to see him. He's just trying to intimidate the wolf.
Okay, so give me a presence and either security or command.
I have a question. Is it possible if I were to assist by some means of if it's some way to scare off the wolves? From what I've known, making very loud noises is actually something that could scare pack predators off to actually not only take away the element of surprise and also basically make them assume that we are a far worse threat, like too much of a risk to go after. So is that possible if I could use an assist like that?
Yeah, you'd have to be running with Edgeford, and you'd have to be doing basically the same thing, and it's an assist roll. The complication range is going to be 3, and I'm using my threat.
Okay, I'll take that. I will consume, since I'm the main role, I'll consume 1 threat and 1 momentum, and I'll roll it off of security.
Got it.
So that is 2 with a complication. However, since I used a point of threat, my bold talent activates, and I get to re-roll the complication.
I'll see. I'll wait until you're. Four successes in total.
So yeah, 4 successes, no complications after the re-roll.
You managed to scare them off, but there was only 2. Now, the loud barks are becoming more loud, and you hear rustling in the brush.
How far away did the barks sound?
40 meters away.
Okay, far too close for us to break camp and move somewhere else.
As the sounds of the barking and the rustling of the bushes, they are coming towards you at a very high rate of speed. You hear tramples, and you hear little barks, and then you hear a very, very large bark. Like that. I think that it's something that you need to scan for. So give me a scan roll.
For both of us?
Yeah, 1 can scan and 1 can assist. I think Edgeford, you can assist, and Corvinus, you can do the roll.
What to roll?
That'd be insight, security.
Yeah, insight, security, or fitness and security.
Alright, let's see here.
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty 2, complication range 1.
I'll give you a point of threat for an additional dice.
Okay.
And since due from my complication, is it possible I will spend a 2 momentum to get rid of that complication, alright? Edge, do your thing.
Yeah, absolutely fine. Oh, by the way, what was the difficulty of the one where we got 4 successes to scare the wolves away?
It was a 2.
Okay, so we got 2 momentum from that, which we've just spent, so we're back to 2. And we've just gotten a total of 4
5.
successes, no
Oh,
complications.
yeah, it's 4 successes.
So, what exactly would you like to do? Are you trying to fight them or scan them? What was the purpose of this? I forget.
You said either insider security or fitness security scanned the big boy.
Okay, so you scan, and it is an alpha wolf. This alpha wolf is about 140 pounds bigger than the rest of the wolves. It is kind of staying away as more wolves are approaching. He's kind of like dictating orders and barks and howls.
Okay. Is it visible or is it only audible?
It's only audible at this point. He's some meters away, so it's
Okay. Sothel try to intimidate it into running away again, hoping that if the alpha breaks, the pack will break. And again, they're hesitant at the moment because they're bringing up more of the pack. They clearly don't feel confident enough to attack until they've got the rest of the pack up. So he's hoping he can take advantage of their hesitancy and get them to back off.
okay. Give me a daring and security.
Got presence for the yelling?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Not presence for the intimidation attempt.
Or presence. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
And what's the difficulty?
The difficulty is going to be 2, complication range of 3. I'm using one of my things.
I will. Yes. Okay, I'll consume 1 threat, 1 momentum. Roll 4 dice.
And I will most likely.
I get to do that reroll. Fantastic. That is 6 successes. 7 successes.
So, you scare them off for the most part, but you also hear the larger alpha male scream and just bark at the other dogs, and you hear him kind of like circling the camp, and something kind of like an orchestral serenade of yips and yells and howls.
Everything else is getting iffy except this one creature. Okay, if we use our flashlights to shine into the brush, are we likely to see where the alpha may be lurking?
You can roll for it, but I need to get some other rolls from other characters at this point.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Durlock and Infamous, if you guys would like to try to do something, now would be the time.
I'm gonna ask Cadet Johnson. Is there anything in your android body or brain that you can use to scare these creatures?
Scaring him? Nah. I haven't been able to do that, but
What about modulating your voice to produce a high-pitched whistle?
Or mimicking the alpha dog, maybe giving them contrary orders or something.
I do have I've been alerted to a few things that I didn't know I had, but I don't want to use them. Yeah,
Okay.
and I don't want to use them.
Well,
The circling becomes more closer and closer as it now is only 30 meters away.
what if I use let's see. Oh, I know. Since we all have phasers, what if we use one of our Type 1 phasers as um, rather than I guess either way would work. We could just shoot into the bushes, but then we might, kind of cause a fire. Or we could set it up so our tricorders or phasers make a loud sound, or some kind of small explosion that's just loud enough to kind of scare them away. Something, because
I mean, there's one.
what's up?
I mean, there's a chance that if we actually communicate, maybe we could synchronize the discharge of all of our phasers all at once. It could cause a loud enough sound because just as long as it's not shot directly at them or
Well,
towards the population.
Yeah, I'm just worried about shooting the bushes and the trees and then causing a fire.
Want to point it at the sky.
Yeah, I don't know if they'd care if we just fired it into the sky.
The noise is something that might be something.
I guess so. We
Not
could
the
try
light,
that.
the noise.
Do we
If they have the instincts of typical wolves, the light and sound should scare them.
Yeah. Cadet Hines says, yes, sir, but I don't know. These don't seem like typical wolves so far. So, considering we're on an alien,
They seem like they have. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
They seem like they have some sort of sentience.
I wouldn't say sentience. They're just more strategized and more organized than normal pack wolves. And they don't seem to be afraid of humans like most wolves, at least on Earth.
Well, that's because it hasn't been bred into them here.
Exactly. So, let's... Do we get the feeling that if we did a loud enough noise or light show that these would be sufficient enough to scare them, or
You can try. Definitely, you can try.
Okay. What role would that be? Let's see.
That would be a control or reason and security check.
All right. Then I'll just tell the security officers to do it.
It will be contested. And I rolled pretty good.
Control security? Okay.
I got a 2 and a 3.
Well, Corvinus, do you want to be the main role and I be the assist?
Yeah, you want? Let's do it.
All right.
Karava, you could assist too. I mean, we all have phasers.
Giving a point of threat and spending 2 points of momentum to get maximum dice roll.
Oh, Cravo will assist too, I guess.
Alright, time to roll.
Wow.
Alright, and I'll spend 2 momentum to get rid of that complication. Everyone do your thing.
3 successes so far. 4, 5, 6. 6 successes.
You manage to get most of them away, but you hear the growls in the distance. You are being stalked. You notice this, because eyes are watching you. Do you want to try to change your strategy up a little bit and head into the brush, or do you want to stay where you're at?
I know Hines wants to stay where he's at.
Soth thinks that if we just... Well, I'll do it in character. If we just stay here, that Alpha will eventually master the pack and attack us all at once. They do not yet have their strength up, and they are uncertain. Attack the Alpha now, before it is in control of the situation, and the pack may scatter.
Hines,
Get off the head of the snake is a quick and effective movement.
Hines will just look from from the 2 security cadets towards Durlock's character, which I believe, let me check, PC instructors, Lieutenant Commander Glav, to see if he concurs.
Yes, I concur.
All right, unless I
EJ
guess.
says, goes, I may have another plan,
What's that?
but it may get the Alpha Wolf out of the picture.
What is that plan?
Better inform us quickly before they start mustering their forces immediately.
Yeah. If you can look for the Alpha for me, I may be able to find a way to get rid of it in a way where we don't have to deal with it, and the rest will scatter.
That, to Soth's mind, sounds exactly like the plan that's already been proposed.
I mean, technically that is what Soth and I have been planning to enact, but
It may the idea of what I have in mind. It may only require me to get to be able to because I know once I get attacked, it sends me and the person who's into
I'll just come
another.
with us, alright? Come on,
Yeah.
let's go.
Yeah. Definitely spend more time doing actions and
Because
less time talking.
we don't have
Yeah.
time to dawdle. How about
Soth advances.
Johnson, how about you just head with us, we'll handle the situation, and then we can discuss things.
As you guys are moving forward through the brush, I need to get a fitness and either science or medicine roll.
Is it fitness? What are we
Fitness.
looking for?
Fitness or science or medicine roll.
For all of us?
Yes.
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty 1.
I got 2.
I've got 3.
I got 2.
You all safely
How's
pass. Oh. All right. Mac, Edgeford, and Corvinus, you all pass through it. Nice. However, Guy, I think you take 2 stress because you got a bunch of cactus sticking in your the side of your leg.
Heinz is like, I knew I should have stayed in the camp. he's glad he didn't go out there.
So as you guys are traveling, you hear the barks in the distance. They're starting to get a little lower. However, you hear the big growl, and it's probably about 25 meters away from you. You can't see it yet because it might be stalking you. You can do scans to see if it's there.
Flashlight.
Or you. Sorry about that. What?
Have any of us brought a flashlight?
Yes.
Yeah, you're all equipped
And we
with
could shine a
the
flashlight.
two flashlight things on your hand.
Do they point it at it?
Yeah, you can point at it. Let's see here. Let me get a insight and science. No, insight and security roll.
He's
What's
looking
the
at you, Stu.
difficulty?
The difficulty is going to be 2.
42. I will. I'll use one of our many momentum to roll a third dice.
Same here.
What's this for as well?
This is shining a light on the alpha wolf. If you think that that's what it is.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I have a thing wary. When you attempt a task, to notice or detect an enemy or hazard, you may re-roll 1d20.
Okay, go ahead.
First I'll just do the roll first. Yeah, I'll use that. I'll use that thing. So I rolled a complication. So I'll re-roll that 0.
Good thing you got that talent.
Yeah. Yeah. 2 success.
That worked out.
So,
So-
Corvinus, carry on.
No, go ahead, Ed.
No, I was just reiterating Corvinus and Corava passed the rolls.
Okay, good. So you shine your light. Unfortunately, it's not the alpha male. There's 2 wolves headed directly towards you.
Shoot them.
Shoot at them.
Go ahead and give me a insight and security check.
I don't know. Add an extra dice, isn't it? Wouldn't it be control? Just to shoot.
I'll allow it.
2 success.
I'll use a point of threat to roll a third dice.
Same as
4
myself.
successes.
2 successes.
You manage to shoot one of them right in the head, and it goes down completely. The other one, you guys miss a little bit. However, it still gets stunned and is trying to run away from you. What do you do?
Is it sort of yelping in pain?
Limping away, but not making much noise.
Yeah, let it run. That one's not going to be back, and if the pack see wounded, they may lose heart.
Oh, sorry. Wrong thing.
I'm gonna roll insight science to find out where the biggest one is.
Okay, roll. It's going to be control or insight, science or medicine.
Three successes.
Yeah, I got 3 successes.
You realize that the alpha male is standing back, guarded by 4 other wolves. However, they're pretty close. They're on your right side.
DJ says they're over that way, and he points to the right. They're not too far. He's guarded by 4 wolves.
Upon receiving that news, Soth just turns and begins to attack in the appropriate direction.
Same as myself. Immediately.
Yep.
So as you guys are going that way, you start hearing sniffs. Oh, go ahead.
And I'll spell. Let's spend the extra momentum. Like, holy shit, that is a lot of momentum.
Yeah, we're just generating it so fast, but that's good. Yeah, the moment there's a roll, I'll be
Momentum
spending
go
some.
burr.
So as you guys are walking towards the area of the 5 wolves, you begin to hear like what seems to be smell or sniffing and grunts coming from that direction. You're aware that you see 3 sets of eyes. You do not see another set of eyes. Do you continue forward or do you want to go back?
Any of those sets of eyes appear to be higher or taller than the others.
Not from this vantage point.
Okay, so it's likely our prey's moved. Also, what are the distances here? Because these wolves are moving about really fast when we're on their inside. So, how far away are these? eyes?
They're about 25, 30 meters away.
Okay, so they've fallen
I'm going
back
to
again
continue.
because
Yeah,
yeah.
you continue.
And what's the terrain like to the left and right of those eyes?
Arid desert with cactus and other plant life that you can't determine because it's really pitch black and you're not making like sensor rolls.
Okay, but it's arid desert, so there's not really much of a place for them to hide.
True.
Okay,
I'm going to
that's
roll.
interesting. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
With the exception of all the cactus and plant life. That's the only thing that's hiding them.
I was going to say I rolled an insight security science roll. I only got one.
Any
Just to find
fails?
out what. No, just one success.
And was that
Just
an assist?
no. It's one success and one fail. Not a critical fail, but just a normal fail.
I'm guessing this was an attempt to scan for the Alpha's location.
You kind of figure out where the alpha male is. However, it's darting back and forth, and you can't really get a lock on it. But it is surrounded by 2 other wolves. The 4 wolves that was surrounding it earlier are heading towards you now. That is what you see.
He keeps on darting. EJ says.
I'm gonna shoot at the wolves heading towards us, I guess.
Yeah,
There's 4 wolves heading towards us.
shoot at those. Also, something that big, moving that quickly, this close, we're gonna see it and we're gonna hear it. Even in darkness, we'll see the shadow move.
Yeah, I'm gonna use momentum as well.
Alright, I'm going to be spending 2 threat, and it will be contested, and I need to get a control security or fitness security rolls from you guys.
Receiving momentum.
Free success.
I can re-roll that complication.
I'm gonna use 2 momentum.
And I
How
got
much
Any points
momentum
for
do you
threat?
guys have?
We now have 6 momentum.
Okay.
And spending 2 momentum to get rid of that complication.
I have 4 momentum.
So yeah, I got only 1.
So, to summarize the results of our rolls, Karava got 3 successes, Soth got 4 successes, Johnson got 1 success, and Corvinus got 2 successes.
So Mac and what was the other one that got the 1 success?
Only Mac. Corvinus got 2.
Okay, so Mac, you see a wolf charging towards you. It barely misses you, kind of knocks you down a little bit, but you are able to stand up completely fine. This wolf is a small wolf, and it's surrounded by the other smaller wolves. What would you guys like to do?
But what happened with the other 3 of us before we decide what to do with that one?
The other wolves, they kind of circle back a little bit, but you guys actually decide. You guys hit 2 of the wolves that were coming at you. There's only one wolf and the other wolf that just passed.
When you say it's a smaller wolf with even smaller wolves around it, are we talking pups?
Teenager wolves, I guess.
Adolescents.
Running away, let them.
Basically, Johnson's going to be more bigger and intimidating to the wolves. That wolf.
Would you like to try to shoot it?
He's going to be intimidating to it by being more scarier and more deep voice, trying to intimidate it by mimicking its masters, its alpha's growls.
All right, give me a control and command roll. Difficulty 3, complication range 2.
And I'm going to give you 3 threat to do this. I got 3.
It is contested, and I'm rolling. Oh, I got double ones. So, what happens, I wasn't prepared for this one. What happens is you get a nipper at one of your ankles. You can choose either left or right side, and it will give you 2 points of damage.
Because he's an android. He's got a resistance of 3. Because he's an android.
Okay. So
Yeah.
your resistance level is knocked down 2. You only have 1 resistance level left. It runs around and then gets shot by who rolled the...
Soth rolled the highest, but he was shooting at the oncomers.
That was a non-comer.
Well, if it's if it's still in front of us, then it gets shot. If it's running away from us, then it gets to run away.
It gets shot after it takes a nibble out of...
Okay. It's hurting one of the team. It gets shot. It's only on stun.
The little wolf collapses, and then you hear howls in the distance. One larger than the others, but you hear 3 distinctive howls. One sounds like, "Oh!" The other sounds like, "Wow!" And the other sounds like, "Ooh!"
So it sounds like an 80s heavy metal band, got ya.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Does the larger, deeper one correspond to the last known location of the Alpha?
Yes. It is the alpha that you hear that's the biggest one.
Good. Then we attack it. That is the whole point of this.
All right. This is going to be contested, and it's going to be a roll of control and security. Everybody has to roll.
I'll roll 2 momentum. I'll use 2 momentum.
I'll give a
Okay.
point in threat.
This is where I was coming up with
Complication range 4.
I come up with my brilliant idea.
Okay, I'll let you go first, Matt. What is this brilliant idea?
Yeah, what is that idea?
Yeah, he has a crazy idea, and there's only one place where the Alpha is going to go, and he goes and runs to it. Can he do it?
Yeah. Give me a... What are you trying to do exactly, though?
Okay, because DJ knows of a back door to where he knows he can send the Alpha without hurting the little ones, it can be more big of an intimidation that the alpha is going to spend some time with his grandma and father, and then he gets teleported back.
Do you have
minute.
that as a
So you
talent?
can.
No, it's part of his it's ingrained on him. Remember how he actually had it?
No, I don't. But I remember that whatever is on your character sheet is what we discussed as far as your ability. So if you have it on your
Okay.
character sheet, you can do it. Otherwise, you can't, because that was the whole point we were talking about. You don't want to make an OP character like that.
I know.
So I don't see it on anywhere in there. So
He goes, okay, second thought, you can go and just shoot it.
All right.
I got 4
since-
successes.
Indeed. Since this is potentially, the big moment when the alpha goes down, hopefully, and will save the team, this is Soth's going to activate his value of the first duty of Starfleet is defense. Consumer determination to get 2 automatic successes on top of the roll. We've got 2 momentum left. I'm not going to consume either of those, but I will consume 2 threat to roll an additional 4 dice on top of those 2. On top of those 2 automatic successes, which will come to, and I get to re-roll that complication. Okay, so that is a total of 2, 6. That's 8 successes from Soth.
You find exactly where this wolf is. However, it is so fast that you can't really see where it's coming from. It's either right or left or right in front of you. I'm going to need an insight and security or science roll to scan for it if you want to.
With 8 successes! Also, what was the contested difficulty so I can calculate the momentum?
4.
4, okay. So that's 4. Okay, so that's an additional 4 momentum that takes us to 6. Insight security. What's the difficulty?
Difficulty 2.
Bravo's got it with 3.
I've got 3 successes.
Successes.
Sorry, I couldn't hear the last one. All I heard was successes.
2 successes. Lynn.
All right, you guys find the alpha wolf. It's directly in front of you as it snarls its gnarly teeth, looks at you with its bloodshot eyes. You see blood dripping from its mouth. I'm gonna need a either control or insight and security check from whoever's gonna shoot first.
I'll shoot.
Okay, yep, you go first.
This is going to be contested, and it's going to be difficulty 2. The range is going to be 4.
Did you say it would be contested and difficulty 2?
Yes.
It's contested. That's the thing.
Or it's got a set difficulty. It can't be both.
Just contested.
Yeah.
Just contested.
Basically, are they shooting?
Yeah.
Yeah. The only way you can actually contest it is if they were in melee range. So
Yeah, shooting is against
It's-
set values,
It's
but
right in front of you. It is right in front of you.
still, if they're shooting, it'll be still a they're allowed to shoot by a set difficulty.
Yeah, that's what I just said, I think.
The thing is, you said it would be contested, and then all of a sudden you said it put in a set
Right
difficulty.
in front of you. It is right.
What's the fucking thing? Is it a set difficulty? Is there a...
Yeah, you said both.
Well, I guess I don't understand either. So
Do you want me to
The
explain it?
normal rule. Sorry.
yeah, kind of, please.
Okay, so the reason why melee is contested is because you're pretty much going up against somebody that's physically right in front of you that can kind of, for the sake of a better way of understanding it, if you throw a punch, someone can deflect it and turn your own momentum against you. That's why melee is typically contested, and that's why, and because, you know, like let's say an MMA fighter goes up against a little kid, then the difficulty, if it wasn't contested, would be like, you know, 0. But because it is contested, then whatever the kid gets is going to be against whatever the MMA fighter gets. For shooting,
That's kind of what I figured.
right, but for shooting, everything is in the difficulty. So, like, if someone's standing right in front of you and they're like 10 feet away and you shoot at them and they're not moving and they're not doing anything, that's difficulty 1. If somebody's actively trying to kill you with a phaser, or, you know, even if they're running at you, that's a difficulty 2, because they can't physically contest being shot at, even if they're dodging it. So basically, if you're shooting, you want to give them a difficulty, whether it's 2, or whether you want to increase the difficulty due to the nighttime, you know, or the speed of the creature or whatever.
Or the fact that you stated that it's literally right in front of us.
It is
The
right in front of
difficulty
you.
would be
It's just going to be difficulty 2.
Okay. Thank you. Consuming a threat point to more ammo. Baba booey.
That's 4 successes there.
You managed to take out the alpha male. There are still 3 wolves around, and they're starting to gather at the alpha male's location.
Cravo shit one of them, I guess.
Go ahead with a insight and security check, please.
I'll spend a momentum. I use this control security.
Yeah, shooting is always control security unless there's like a specific reason for it to be something else.
1 success.
You shoot one of them, it goes down, but the other 3 wolves are circling about the camp now.
Soth's gonna try and go for the maximum intimidation, since he's already led the
It's already
led the
technically
charge
already-
against. Yeah, like led the charge against the Alpha. It's gone down. We've inflicted significant casualties on the pack, so their morale really does have to be wavering here. And if we can get them to run, that's better than gunning them all down, even on stun. So he will essentially charge up toward the stricken Alpha, which we're confident is stunned. We're confident that thing's down. It's not like shifting or moving at all, I'm guessing.
No,
it's completely
It
down.
is completely fucking prone. Its tongue is out of its mouth.
Alright, yeah, so Soth is going to run up. He's going to be a bit mad, and he'll attempt to sort of stand on or over the Alpha, depending on its size, and just roar as best he can to get everybody to back the hell off, considering we have now taken down the leader of the pack.
Alright, so 2 wolves directly from either side, that's left and right side, are going to lurch at you. They're going to lurch at you with their teeth shining in the light, and they're going to try to bite you.
These wolves have no fear. Okay, cool.
Huh.
We've got...
Whatever you roll, you're going to win, because I got 2 19s.
Oh, okay. Well, what I was going to do is just consume those 2 bonus momentum we've got hanging around to roll 4.
But
So that's
The
4
fact-
successes on my end.
You manage to stun one of them. The other one whimpers away and rides into the bush, far, far away from everybody. Right now, everyone is safe.
From our standard knowledge of stun settings, roughly how long do things tend to remain stunned before they come to?
As long as the plot
4 to 8
needs.
hours.
Yeah.
4 to 8 hours. Okay, Soth will turn around to the wider camp and say, "We don't have time to move all of these bodies off some distance away from us, and they may return when they rouse themselves. I suggest that we break camp, mask our scent with the bottles I previously provided, and camp somewhere else. Be well clear of here where they come to."
Lieutenant Villar speaks up and says, "We need to at least take the Alpha Wolf, tie him up, get rid of these other wolves, and bring him to camp. As soon as we get back, we will have one Alpha Wolf."
Corvinus looks at Soth like, are you? Like, not in character fully audibly, but in the kind of glance like, you're hearing this, are you?
Are you guys back at the
And the
camp?
sheer sense of paranoia is blaring like a nuclear siren in Corvinus's eyes, like,
Are you guys back
No,
at the camp?
no, you guys aren't at the camp. You guys traveled, and they're not at the camp right now.
We're less than about 50 meters from the descriptions away from the camp there. We'll be back very shortly. Soth, with his back to the officer, will sort of return Corvinus's look. Not in a case of I'm paranoid about this. Like, he doesn't suspect a nefarious plot. He's instead thinking, this is an insane order. However, it is an order.
That's what I mean
and he
about
will
the
therefore...
paranoia thing. Like, it just sounds so insane that the paranoia is just nuclear.
Yep, I don't blame you for that. But it is an order, and so he will carry it out and bind the Alpha Wolf and make sure it's. He turns to like the rest of the team and says, "Does anybody have any sedatives that'll keep it under for more than the 4 hours?"
I do not think so.
Gav would raise his phaser on the stun setting.
Okay, but repeated stuns can be hazardous to health. But we have little other choice, I suppose.
Well, so is taking a wild animal, but we're doing that.
Indeed. And he'll... I'm assuming it's roughly the size of a normal wolf. It's not like double the size.
No, it's going to take about 2 of you guys to actually lift it. It's pretty fucking large.
With slightly a exhale, Corvinus like, so if this order is, even if this order is insane, it still has to be carried out. And it actually helps Soth carry the frickin' thing, because I'm kind of like probably the only few with the best fitness rolls.
Yeah, all the paws are bound together, tied like a hog, and the mouth is tied together as well, so if it wakes, it can't bite.
I do want to go on the record and saying I think this is a bad idea.
Noted. However, we are here to gather information about flora and fauna, and by any means necessary,
Hold on,
we will use everything to our advantage in this precarious situation.
Very well. But if we are to have this wolf, Lieutenant, might I suggest that we do not continue further up the mountain? We need this in our possession for the least amount of time possible, and we instead double back, stow the creature, and then try again to reach the top of the mountain another time. Furthermore, I must stress that we should mask scent with what I've previously provided everyone, and camp somewhere else, because they will be back.
I see your quarry, and I understand. However, orders are orders. I have given you them. Now, I suggest that you follow them.
And I will also
Soph has never done anything other than those.
I'll also remind you, Durlock, you technically outrank Valar here, so if you're the
Thank you for
instructor.
letting me know. I assumed that he was the highest rank here. I'd be like, we're not doing this. This is a wild animal. This is dangerous. Well, we are gonna follow the recommendation of masking our scent and camping somewhere else. These are wild animals. We are not zookeepers.
My orders are to catalog and get as many possible samples.
We will do that, but we are not taking back a wolf, especially not the pack leader. That could lead to consequences.
I see your quarry, and now I will say agreed. However, I will be giving a full report to the committee.
Understood.
So are you guys going to untie him and just let him free, or what's the plan?
Yes, we're gonna untie him and let him go.
Yeah, he'll be up in about 4 hours, maybe 8, and by that time, we'll be somewhere else by quite some distance with a masked scent.
With no scans, with no samples.
But we've
Yeah, we
scanned
can
the thing
take
about 3
samples.
times. But
Yeah. Well, why would we need to take samples? We have everything we need in a scan.
we can still take a sample there, that is fine, but we've scanned all the walls here a lot.
Yeah, we can take a sample, but there's no reason to.
Can I take the goat with me?
Yes, the goat is actually it only has like a little nip on its ankle, and it's going to be difficult for you guys to get down the hill, but like I don't see that happening. So I mean, like, you guys can take him for sure.
Yay!
The menagerie grows.
I'll take the goat with me down the mountain, so we can actually add to like our scientific discovery.
And Cadet Hines will just ask, don't we still have to take the sensor beacon up to the top of the mountain?
We're at the plateau. We camped at the plateau.
Gotcha. Okay, so who's
Plateau
setting up?
also the top.
Who's setting up this thing then?
I'll do it.
Because if we're already here, then might as well do it. Even if it's not.
Krava will, I guess, try and start doing that, I guess. With anyone assisting?
I'll assist. I offer to assist. I would like to.
I'll probably use 2 momentum.
Alright.
Yeah.
What's the roll?
Four successes. Oh shit!
Oh yeah. It was controlled security.
Oh no! I forgot to do that. Yeah. Basically, my yeah.
What is the roll?
I was probably assume it'd be control some engineering.
Okay, so now it is light. Nobody really slept very well. Everybody is kind of tired because of the big battle that happened earlier. Give me a second. So, we have what the hell is it called now? A sensor relay station. And everybody has little bits and pieces on how to, build it, or the building material for it. I need a roll for control and either science or engineering.
Yeah, Krava will do that with engineering. I'll use 2 momentum.
And I'll assist.
Difficulty 1.
Get rid of the complication.
With you'll spend 2 momentum points for that complication, correct?
Yeah.
That takes us back up to 8.
So in total, Karava will have like approximately 5 in total. 5 successes.
5, 6. Yeah.
I guess as she's building, she'll ask Corvinus, like how is she feeling about about today's events and all that stuff. Like yesterday's events.
In his best efforts to be rather deadpan about all of this, but somewhat just with a narrowed glance. Even if it is part of the mission, it seems unnerving to be bringing in a pack leader of an entire on a pack predatory pack group. If it is a little unnerving, but it's still part of the mission. But
Yeah, Krav. Yeah, I said Krav would nod and yeah, I don't think we probably should have done. Which we wait, we did we bring it with us or did we leave it?
We left it. You countermanded the order, and it was left to wake up where it fell and go back into the world.
Yeah. Krav will be like, yeah, I think it was probably better that we shouldn't have interfered with it at all. Generally, I don't know. They seemed more intelligent. Perhaps they might have been Perhaps they might have been more intelligent than we realized. Maybe.
Who's to say?
Yeah.
Definitely dragging one into our camp would most likely cause more harm than good. What of you? What of your thoughts on this?
Oh.
I really have an opinion on this matter.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Basically the same sort of thing, I guess. Like what you said.
3, 2, 1.
Soth, his part, even though he's not directly involved in this conversation unless you talk to him, he just seems in his element. He seems very satisfied. He seems very confident and assured. He is acting in a manner that suggests that he belongs in the events of the recent past, and he is very, very content with the way things have gone. How's Johnson enjoying his goat?
I do believe our station's about to be set up.
As it is light time, it's no longer night. You guys see the arid desert ahead of you. You see cactuses, you see plants, and you see animals. Would you like to scan?
Why? Definitely scan every piece of biological data we can get.
One of those Pokemon.
Is that going to be a reason in science?
Yep.
Alright, we have like 1 million
Johnson.
momentum, so I'm going to spend 2 to roll 4 dice to get as much information as possible.
Difficulty is only going to be 0.
Ooh.
And I got a complication.
Well, buy out of that?
Yeah, because we're back up to 8 momentum, so we might as well.
Yeah, which
We got
becomes
3
7.
successes. So So what do we find with our scan? Did I deafen myself? Can y'all hear me?
Oh,
Yeah,
I can
we
hear you.
can.
Oh, okay.
I hear you.
Just want to make sure.
I didn't hear any successes or failures.
I said 3 successes.
So you successfully find new plant life and new animal life, and I'm going to be putting it in the chat right about now. Just give me a few seconds.
Cool, no problem. Eventually, when I have 1,000,000 hours of time on my hand, I will be putting all this catalog stuff together in the same place.
Damn.
I'll probably put it on in some kind of channel on Gilded, but also probably make some handouts on Roll20. I've already got a few character sheets of the various animal species there, but yeah, I haven't really done anything with it but put pictures.
The creature that you see before you is cow-like. It has 6 legs and produces milk. This beast is usually friendly unless it is engaged in somebody using their food source. So I'm going to send that food source.
That thing is ugly as hell. That's nightmare fuel
Oh, dear
right there.
Lord.
That's nightmare fuel.
Hold on, let me see.
Purge.
Yeah.
Purge.
Kill them all. Kill it with fire.
Yeah. Yeah, the Star Trek universe suddenly invents Prometheum to deal with exactly
No,
this.
no, embrace. No, we need to pull a fucking Warhammer 40k. Pull a Warhammer 40k.
Well, that's why I said Prometheum.
I don't know that reference.
Prometheum is the version of flamethrower fuel that they use, the Empire of Man uses in the 40k universe. It's basically napalm, except a lot worse.
Sounds
It's
fun.
horrendous. Yeah.
AJ's just comforting the goat. Making sure it eats.
I'll point at the goat and tell it, next time we charge, you join us in the charge, okay? And then just move on.
So the second picture that I showed you is the animal's food source. You know that Valar has actually eaten some of it.
Who's Valar again?
That's the medical officer that's with the cadets.
He's gonna slap his head like, now we can't get close to the cow.
Does a scan of Valar. Does Valar give off any sort of particulate matter or scent that cow might pick up on, or since he ate it, is it like entirely untraceable on him?
You notice that the creature is moving towards you, but not in a hostile manner. It's mostly headed to Valar.
But what was the result of the scan?
I'm just going to give it to you. The scan indicated that that's the food source for the animal.
Okay, no, you're not. Maybe I'll think how to phrase this again. Soth scanned Valar to make sure that Valar isn't giving off scent or traces of the food that Valar ate, because it was a while ago, so it might have been entirely obliterated by now. Is he still giving off traces of the food source, or are they gone?
Yes.
Right. Okay, that explains everything. What direction's the wind? I'm guessing it's blowing toward the cow.
Yes, it is. And the cow is coming up nervously towards the group. It's only one of these animals. However, there are many more in the fields.
Let's back off and circle around the herd. If this thing keeps following us, well, we'll just have to scare it off.
We can't do that. That's just.
Well, it's either that or let it attack him for eating the food.
Do you guys decide to back off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you're backing off, the creature begins to follow Varel.
He goes, "Do you have any more of those things on you?"
Yes, they were quite delicious. Only Vulcans can appreciate tart food.
He goes, "Give me it."
I'll say, Cadet
Even-
Hines walks up behind the taxless Johnson and says, Lieutenant or Dr. Villar, I believe that creature wants its food back. I believe the food that you've been eating it's a natural resource for this creature.
We want to furthermore everyone here would agree that we should avoid less conflict.
Agreed. However, this is very tasty to me. Villar decides to throw the little piece of fruit down towards the animal. Would you like to scan or see anything about this animal?
Yeah, I'm gonna scan it, but I'm gonna do it backing away from Villar and the animal at the same time.
Yep.
Yeah. Just insert beep, 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 beep.
Exactly.
Soth's
I'm
opinion
looking-
of Valar has fallen drastically throughout this mission.
I'm looking at
Wait, what do you
the-
say? You kind of cut out their edge.
Oh, I just said Soth's opinion of Valar has fallen drastically across the time of this mission.
I spent
Yeah.
1 momentum to get an extra dice, and I got a total of 2 successes from a tricorder scan.
You notice that this is like a cow type species. It produces drinkable milk, and it also is almost like a dog. Like it can follow you, it can love you, but it's very suspicious about other people. Like if it was only one person, it would be okay with them feeding food. But since you're all together in a group, it's kind of backing off. But when Villar throws the piece of fruit, it notices it and it raises its head, its very long neck, like, oh my god, that's what I want. And it begins to go to the ground where Villar threw the fruit.
There you are. There you are, Doctor. You've proven our hypothesis.
Basically, he looks at the security officer, and he goes, I can see this going bad, sideways.
That's why I'm backing away from them.
I would like to quietly. I would like
Keep moving
to
back.
awkwardly just drag anyone within my range to just back away from this.
I'm backing away with you, so it's like, nope. We're gonna just let we're just gonna let her get mauled.
Beep, 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 beep.
As you guys are traveling, you notice that there's some somewhat familiar plants around, but when the construction of the what is it called? With the construction of the sensor relay station, you notice that there is a deposit of iron and... Hold on a second. Deuterium. Iron is in like a crevasse that you can't explore unless you open up the top of the mountain. There is deuterium crystals on the inside. You don't know if they're inert or active, but there is deuterium and iron.
Cadet
That
Johnson.
sounds like something for a major.
Yeah.
Carry on.
No, I was just gonna say, Cadet Hines is gonna say that the engineers back home or back at the base are gonna be real excited.
I agree.
Soth nods his head. That sounds like something for a more major expedition to do at a later time, and perhaps a mining effort, but well beyond our ability to do anything about at the moment.
I believe it would most likely be done later on, once we have enough.
Lieutenant Villar speaks up. You are right. This is done at a later time. I believe that we could use these things in order to build our base up very strong. However, the deuterium may inhabit some life inside of it because we have all seen certain species suck upon the deuterium.
Out of character, I'm trying to remember, but I think there was an episode of TNG where there was like a species that latched on to like their nacelles or something like that, and like drank their.
Kind
Yeah, that sounds what it is.
warp plasma,
Also-
but yeah, kinda.
Yeah, I'm also imagining that episode of the original series with the sort of slug-like sentient creature in the mine.
DJ says, I'm the unique one here.
Jessica just like looks at him when he says that in a case of. He doesn't say this, but it's written on his face in a case of. What caused you to say that? And why? What?
Oh.
He goes, you were talking about species that were
That drink deuterium.
going on deuterium, and
Do you drink deuterium?
I'm different.
Do you drink deuterium?
No,
Well, then why did you?
I'm different.
What do you? Cadet Hines will ask, what do you eat anyway? We've seen you eat food in the mess hall, so if that doesn't sustain you, then what does?
I enjoy eating food. I don't know how it works.
Can you eat a
I'm still
dilithium
learning
crystal?
I don't know.
This is gonna be an episode of Orville where Bortus was eating everything, and we're just gonna start giving Johnson a bunch of things to eat, and yeah, it's not gonna.
Consuming
Yeah.
may have explosive results.
Yeah.
So, let's see, where's my paper?
Is it just me, or is Tully continuing going from watching and non-watching?
Did he get disconnected, or? Yeah, it looked like he got
I
disconnected.
think he did.
Yeah, so he's probably gonna.
Yeah.
He probably set his phone down to look for his notes and then disconnect himself, and now he'll be back.
Oops.
Yeah. Bugging out every time. Like, you know how, yeah. Just watch the watching thing and it looks like he's bugging out. Bugging in and out. Now that's interesting that we're gonna have a goat around.
Yeah, just a fucking goat.
I
I
mean,
mentioned the charge bit because having a goat as a mascot is a fine tradition. There's one particular regiment, I forget exactly, it's one of the Welsh ones, where during the Crimean War, one of the goats that was supposed to be eaten later on broke free of the pen during a battle, joined the regiment, and charged with them. At which point they, of course,
Yeah.
did not find the heart to eat it afterwards. So they made it an honorary sergeant.
oh, that's nice.
And have the children of that goat forever have been the mascot of the regiment. They've kept it, and there's one particular person in the regiment who has the title of Goat Sergeant,
Wow.
and it is his job to look after the goat.
That is awesome. I love that story. Did the goat actually do any damage? Or did
I don't
it
know if
just
the goat
charge?
did any damage, but he survived. He certainly survived, and they got into bayonet point. I don't know beyond that.
Oh, wow. So he...
Have you ever been charged by a goat before? Trust me, it did damage.
Yeah, no, I don't want to be charged by a goat.
It was probably scary as well.
I got booted, guys. Sorry about that.
That's okay. We kind of figured that's what happened.
So, where was I at? If somebody can enlighten me, please.
We were discussing the deuterium deposits.
Right.
So, there are iron and deuterium deposits underneath exactly where you set up the hang on a second. The sensor relay station. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think we finished the sensor relay station and we're talking about deuterium deposits. But also, I send you a message.
Yep, agreed.
And my memory is kind of decided to take its own journey. Did we? Are we still at the top of the mountain, or are we still or are we descending?
You have finished constructing the sensor relay station. You guys are now headed down the mountain.
Gotcha.
And there's only a few things or two things that you need to do before completing this mission.
Okay. Do we know what they
So
are?
I need. Yeah. Hold on a second. I need a. If you guys are scanning, let me get either a presence or insight check, and medicine or security.
Nice.
Yeah, I failed that scan.
Oh, use 2 momentum.
I can roll it if you want. I'm good with medicine.
Please do,
Yeah,
because
just
I
give
failed.
me. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
There's other people.
I'll use
Yep.
2 momentum.
Yeah, me too. I got 3 successes with insight security.
Also 3
Or
successes in insight
medical.
medicine.
For medicine as well.
Okay, give me all successes and failures, please.
It's 2 sets of 3 successes, 6 in all, with no complications.
All right, so you guys scanned. What did you scan? Because now I'm lost.
Both medical and security. DJ did the medical side, and Corvinus did the security side.
Bravo, but yeah.
All right, give me 1 second here.
Bravo. Sorry, please.
And he left. And he's back.
I'm here.
Yep.
It keeps on booting me every time I go get a picture for some fucking reason. So.
Oh.
I have that issue anytime I take the screen off of Gilded whatsoever.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm dealing with. So your scans indicate a crow-like creature that is a carrion kind of bird. It has 4 sets of wings and one flap in the back. It's following everybody because they have a goat that's injured.
Just don't let the goat die.
It's too small to do any real damage whilst it's still alive.
It's a very, very small creature. It's like a hummingbird.
Oh.
It can follow us.
Well, I mean, that's fine, yeah, you can follow us. Does it look as though it's got some kind of proboscis or something that could seep blood from a wounded creature? Guessing not.
No, but it has a very sharp beak and multiple eyes.
Okay. Well, we can keep an eye on it, but let it do its business.
As you guys are heading down the mountain with the goat, you see the bird following you. You reach the edge of base camp. Is there anything that you would like to do beforehand?
I'm gonna look at that bird and stick my tongue out at it. You ain't getting the goat.
That's a contested
It does
roll.
nothing.
Sorry, I had to.
Yes, contest it. Never mind. It does nothing.
That would have been funny.
Roll off.
Roll off.
Don't knock it. Certain species of birds on Earth are incredibly intelligent.
Don't get me started with the corvids.
Yeah, they're so intelligent that it's downright scary.
They might end up replacing us if we somehow become extinct. If given the chance.
The only problem with that is anything that would make us extinct would probably do the same to them.
Yeah. I have to agree with that.
As you all are heading down the trail, you come across the alcohol plant. It has been busted up, and alcohol is leaking all over the trail in front of you. Would you like to take a scan, or would you like to try to move around it? What would you like to do?
Might as well have a scan, just to see what's going on.
Yeah.
Insight, science, or medicine?
Haynes, you want to do the roll?
What did you just call me?
Hines.
Thank you.
Hines, would you like? Would you like to do the roll?
I I will do this for you. How much momentum do we have?
Heinz.
2. I'll use 1.
Yeah. But
Oh,
we never
wow.
worked out what the
Is this-
difficulty was, so I wasn't able to.
Yeah, we got 4
Previous-
successes, so I don't know what the difficulty is, but we probably get momentum.
Yeah, difficulty was 1, but yeah, you get momentum.
Okay.
Okay, so that takes us up to 4.
The alcohol is starting to freeze underneath your feet as you're traveling along it. It's just making it a little slippery, but you will have it on your boots.
Hang on, we wouldn't walk into it without awaiting the results of the scan. That would be foolhardy. So
Yeah.
I'm guessing we scan it and then probably go around it.
Is this the alcohol tree from earlier, or
It
is
is.
this...
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I want to avoid that like the plague. I might
Yeah,
not even
we didn't
scan
want
it.
to be
I
anywhere
might
near
just leave. I'll get on
So
my
as
ship
you
and
walk
leave.
around it, you see the little chipmunks that was from the previous game, and they're flying around. They don't really notice you at all, but they're chirping like there's something disturbing their nest.
I look over.
Looking around, can we tell where their nest would be?
Yeah, let me get a insight, science or medicine.
AJ would definitely look up to see what it is.
Out of curiosity, I could have a look.
I'm spending another momentum to roll another. Oh, well, this time I only get 1 success. So that was a waste of momentum.
I'll get 2 momentum.
Ooh, living on the edge.
Living on the edge.
Ooh. I'll re-roll that with 1 die.
You are
I need
It's
to
meant to be.
No.
just destined
So-
to have a complication.
So what we got there was 1 success from the Infamous, 3 successes from Soth, 2 from Corvinus, and 2 successes from Johnson, but with a complication.
Okay, who got the complication?
AJ.
Yeah, Max character.
Johnson.
Mac, you slide down the icy river of alcohol. All the way down the hill. You're not going to take any damage. However, you slid, and you might take a little bump or bruise here and there. The reason it's icy, because somebody scanned, I'm assuming.
Yep, we did that a while ago.
Yep.
There is a fungus that uses alcohol to suspend itself in a ball of some sort of ice.
Fungi balls.
This
He's
fungus.
glad he's down. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. He's lucky now he's down at the bottom of the hill, so he can just go back into camp and wash him and the goat off.
What was the difficulty of the roll, by the way, just to calculate momentum?
1.
Okay.
So this fungus that you see, it is encased in what appears to be glass, but it is crystal. This crystal encases this fungus, and it moves. It moves towards direct shade. And I'm going to show you what the fungus looks like.
Yeah, I'm finished with that. Yeah.
I swear, every goddamn time I go to look up a picture, it's going to boot me.
Oh, it will. If you're using it on a mobile, every time you don't have
Yeah.
Gilded be your front page, as it were, it boots you.
Does it do that for voice chat too, or just live stream?
Voice
it,
chat.
It, like complete. Yeah, it just
Or
PCs
it's-
you.
Because that never did it to me, so that's why I'm wondering.
It did it to me every time when I had to do it whilst I was in like hotels and traveling.
Yeah, it does it.
Weird.
Every time I try to do anything for this channel, it just it doesn't fucking work. So this is the crystalline fungus that you find. Would you like to scan it, pick it up? Difficulty 0.
I'll scan it, but I ain't touching it.
All right, give me a scan roll,
So-
please.
So it's on DJ, right?
It's on Infamous. He said he was going to scan it.
I just got 1 success.
No critical fails?
Nope.
So it is a fungus that has a crystalline outward appearance. It sucks up the alcohol that is from the plant. However, it only sucks up the alcohol when it is frozen. The only time it's frozen is when the spores of the fungus activates upon the alcohol.
Okay. I'll store that information for later.
And yeah.
So, who's got the camera if they want to take a camera?
Wouldn't that be Corvinus?
I mean, anyone can at this point, because I think Josh had it before, but he left, so if anyone else wants to roll for it, they can.
Might as well.
What is
Might
the
as
roll?
well.
Yeah, go ahead.
What's the roll?
Let's see here. It's going to be insight, science, or medicine.
Alright. Just gonna give you a point in threat for a third dice.
One success.
How many successes was that? I'm sorry, Edford, I couldn't hear you at all.
1 success from Corvinus.
No fails or critical fail?
No critical fails.
All right. So, as you catalog it, shit, hold on a second. Honestly, I don't know where I'm at right now because my notes are just not working for me.
This was scanning the... No, this was photographing the mushrooms in the alcohol.
So you notice that the fungus is attracted to the alcohol only if it's frozen. And it is frozen because it made it frozen.
So the fungus, which was near the alcohol, made the alcohol frozen and then was attracted to it?
Made it move.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
And it's all over DJ.
Go get a shower, DJ.
He has to put his...
It's crystals. If you take a sonic shower, they'll shatter on you.
Why do you
That
think I'm
sounds
actually trying...
dangerous.
Yeah, exactly. Why do you think I'm actually going to take the clothes off so I can actually
Well, don't take it all
keep
out here.
the...
Go to your dorm
Okay.
first.
I'm gonna go to the dorm first, but I'm gonna make sure I take the clothes off to put it into
The
give it
sonic
to the
washing
science
machine.
people.
Oh, you're gonna give it to the science
Give it to
people. Okay.
Yeah, because they will like it. They'll do the science thingies.
He's just gonna walk in there naked, handing him his uniform, and they're just gonna look at him like, "What the hell are you doing?"
That's a fizzer. That's a disciplinary.
No, he's gonna have a clean pair.
They're still gonna be confused. Why are you handing us your wet uniform?
And why does it smell like alcohol?
Because it's got He goes, well, it's the science thingies. The fungus came all on my gear. He goes, the fungus came on all my clothes as I slid down the mountain.
I think we need to sign Johnson up for a communications course. Like,
Sign him up right fucking now. I'm going to sign Johnson up right now.
And he wants to go to command school.
Imagine.
Oh, that was so funny. Sorry.
Did you forget one thing? He's only been alive for 6 months.
That's true. That's true.
Still, you need
you still have to
communication.
pass the bloody. Well, I had to do the exam, I guess.
I vote that is the funniest gaming moment of the year right there.
Especially the final one of this for the year.
Oh man, I need
Yep.
that.
I think DJ has to have more funny moments like this.
Oh, definitely.
As you guys travel towards your camp, or to your base, you realize that there is a presence following you. And I'm going to need Edgeford only to roll a insight and security check.
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty, I don't know. I have 3 threat, and I'm going to use it. So whatever the 3 threat was going to give me.
I'm guessing, are you using that to push up the complication range, or to increase the... Okay. But what... So I've changed the complication range. What would the difficulty be? Just so I know how many dice to spend.
2.
Okay, I'll consume 2 of our momentum, considering the difficulty. And... yeah, there we go. I'll re-roll that complication. Okay, so difficulty 2, I got 2 successes, so I passed the roll. No complications because I rolled out of it.
You realize that you're being followed by the Alpha. The Alpha has tracked everyone to the base.
It's a very stupid Alpha that will learn to pay for its mistakes. But hey, the wolves knew where the base was anyway.
And the Prometheus ship comes down and shoots him. No, I'm kidding.
Yes,
That would be a
please.
beautiful. That would be funny.
Soth will relay to the entire team that well, our friend the Alpha appears to have taken quite the grudge against us and has stalked us back to base. Oh well, it knew where we were anyway. Nothing much lost.
It was only
We may have-
inevitable.
But if it keeps...
And this is where we will end our mission. I feel like very responsible and saying I fucked this mission up. So I'm sorry.
You fucked up.
Let's do the flash forward scene, and then we'll get to that. So we're gonna go back to, and then basically Heinz, after the flashback ends, Heinz is like, and then that damn wolf came all the way back, And we had to take that damn sensor beacon all the way up to that mountain, and now we've got a ship here that can basically do what we did in like a fraction of the time. Like, I can't believe that. Isn't that crazy, guys?
Yeah.
I have the mind to consider that the whole idea.
Cravel. Oh yeah.
Please, what
Oh,
is it?
Go on.
Sorry. I was gonna say, Cravel pat Haynes on the back and say, it wasn't about just putting up the sensor. It was about traveling there. You know.
I'm gonna look at him and say, my name is not Haynes, it's Heinz. I told you that
Yes,
5 minutes
it's
ago.
Heinz. It's a German
Heinz.
pronunciation. It's Heinz, not Haynes. Heinz,
Yeah.
much like the ketchup.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Not the underwear.
You said Haynes.
Not-
It's Heinz. Scheiße.
But either way, Carava is right. Soft will call out from the corner as people were discussing that at volume.
Yeah.
Literally me correcting Heinz, not Haynes.
I'll
Carava
blame
is
Mac.
right. It was about the experience. Plus, we
Can't blame me.
Yeah, I'll blame Mac.
Easy to.
No.
Max is Haynes all the time.
Alright, let Edgeworth finish his thought.
Either way, Carava is right. It's about the experience. We got valuable training out of it. It was
And teamwork.
an entertaining journey. Plus, we still have that Alpha to deal with, and I get the feeling that our sport with him isn't quite over yet. I have to say, I'm looking forward to it.
No, it's only inevitable for us to have that kind of event unfold, but
Well, and the other
only a
thing,
matter of time.
Cadet Heinz says is, I mean, even if we quote unquote deal with the Alpha now or later or whatever, there's just going to be another one. I mean, it's not like there's one. It's not like there's one. You know, there's going to be more. So I think we should definitely. I mean, we have a force field around our base, but I think we should definitely figure out a more permanent solution to this Alpha situation.
Indeed.
Soft smiles. He's got a permanent solution in mind. But,
The permanent solution.
A slight motion of his mouth considered a potential final solution for this whole situation.
You see DJ actually feeding everything to the bird and the goat.
Oh my god. Alright, well that's a good place for, unless anyone has anything that their character wants to say real quick, I think that's a good place for the scene to end with DJ feeding an alien goat some of his food. Let's see, let me go ahead and stop the stream.